I'm learning so much from all of you, and I hope you out there are learning too. Let's shift a little bit to the context around you. How is that hijab perceived in your country? Like, is it mandatory or is more of a cultural expectation?
Well, it is complicated. In Tunisia, it's not a cultural thing. It's not mandatory either. It's just we're a country with the majority of people that they're Muslim. So it makes sense why we have a lot of people wearing the hijab. For us, most of the time, you reach a certain age and it's like, yeah, you wear it because now you're like old. You know, you're not a kid. Why are you still showing your hair? Why are you still doing styles and stuff like that? You're old, like you're a mom. Like stop like styling yourself, dressing up well, and like just wear the hijab and that's it. Be modest and now build your connection with God as if like she didn't have one. And like all of them said it's a choice and it's a personal relationship with God. It's like between the woman and God. Nobody else has the right to interfere. Like in my city, which is in the north, the more north you go in Tunisia, the more open-minded people are, like if I may say. Open-minded in a way it's like people are more westernized, like Fatma said, like if that's the correct term, but like more modern. So like you've got girls wearing shorts, wearing bikinis. It's a like on the Mediterranean, so we've got a lot of beaches. It's hot in the summer. We have a lot of visitors, tourists from all over the world, and like everybody can wear whatever they want. It's not a problem. It's not unsafe for the girl herself when she wears whatever she wants. So that's why for my city, it was never really like, oh, there's a rule at like you have to wear the hijab at some age. It's just like I said, you reach an age. Or like, for example, you go for Umrah. It's like when the woman goes for Umrah for the first time, okay, when she comes back, it's time for her to wear the hijab if she didn't wear it before. So yeah, my mom, that's what she did. Actually, my mom, she wore the hijab when she was 16 as well because my grandma had the phase where she was super religious. I say a phase because before she used to be like she never wore the hijab, like until like 30 or something. She used to wear like also bikinis to go to the beach and everything, and then at some point it just changed, you know, and like she started wearing the hijab, started becoming super religious, which is not a bad thing, by the way. It's good. But like also like my mom was raised as an only child and a religious family, therefore, so that's why she wore it at 16. And then we had some kind of a political crisis, if you say, in the country. So by the time she was in university, she was kind of forced to remove it. So she removed it and she didn't wear it until she had my older sister and then me. And then when I was in fourth grade, it was her first Umrah. She went for her first Umrah. I went with her. It was also my first. Yeah, I was a kid. Yeah, and like she wore it after she came back and she's still wearing it until now. That's for like the modern kind of cities, but we have also more rural, like conservative cities where like women, like they said, like as soon as they hit puberty they wear it. And like of course we have the families that also like super conservative, so they force their daughters to wear it. And also there are a lot of girls nowadays, especially because it's more accepted maybe in Tunisia, they remove the hijab when they get older. And then you have the opposite, like families where like they're super open-minded, like they don't the mother or like the woman in the family, they don't wear the hijab, they don't force the kids to wear it or anything. It's just like a personal experience, like I said. And that's thankfully what happened with me. Like my mom, like she wore it, my grandma wore it, but nobody actually forced me to wear it. Nobody actually brought it up with me ever. It's just like we talk about it, of course. They're the ones that introduced me to hijab, but like nobody told me, oh, you have to wear it now and at this time and at this day, like when you reach this age.
Okay, so in Malaysia, we are not just a majority populated Muslim country, but we're also legally, by law, a Muslim country. So hijab is not a foreign concept for us. And wearing hijab from, even like, as I said, I wore it when I was 10 years old. And 10 years old is it's a very small child, you know? But it's not weird for people to see it. I think also we start primary school at 7 years old, and actually kids start to wear hijab by that. Like, of course, they don't wear the hijab like all day. Of course, they take it off sometimes during recess when they want to run around. But it's, I think that is very much culture. And I live in the main city of Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. But when you go north, the states there are a bit more religious. And so there are 14 states in Malaysia, and each different states, they have their own religious law system. So, as example, in one famous state, it's called Kelantan, there are no cinemas because they are a religious state, so they consider it as haram, because haram is basically not permissible because you are sitting mixed genders in a very closed room in the dark, so that is not allowed for them. And their neighboring state, Terengganu, nothing against my Terengganu and Kelantan babes, like I love y'all, I still love y'all. So for like in Terengganu, they still have cinemas, but before they showcase the movie, they have the warning like you are not allowed to do any 18 plus actions or sit beside someone who's not your mahram. Someone who's not mahram is basically not someone related by blood, could I say? Yeah, someone related by blood. Yes. So in different states, you can find different religious legal law. So in my state, fortunately, we're cool. We're okay. Like, you do what you want to do. Respect your choices. We still have non-Muslims in our country, of course. And, of course, that law is not imposed to them by force or anything. So, like Yasmin said before, in Tunisia, they have this culture of the girls going for the umrah. And then as soon as they come back, like, they quite, like, required to wear the hijab culturally, you know. But for us, it's not like that. You can go to do umrah 4 or 5 times. Like, I know people who go yearly, but they still don't observe the hijab, which is fine, you know, because that is their private relationship with God. Of course, they wear the hijab when they do the pilgrimage, but after they come back, they resume their daily life as per normal. But also, for Yasmin in Tunisia, you have the ultra-religious, they have the moderate, and of course, they have the open-minded family. I think it's the same situation in Malaysia, except we are very scared, or we don't feel safe to publicly say like, oh, it's okay to not wear the hijab. That's not, like, we know it's okay for you to not wear the hijab, but to legally say it, to post it on social media or to say it publicly, that's a big no. You will definitely get a lot of backlash, and also you could be brought up to court for public disruption. One case pops up in my mind right now. So this is about this transgender girl who wanted to wear the hijab. So that was a really big case, you know, because actually she's not the first. Like, we know there are people who do it, but you know, for us it's like, you do you, I do me. If this is your relationship with God, like, you know, this is with you and God, you know, it's a private relationship. But because she posted about it publicly, she was backlash and was hunted down by the government to the point that she got ousted, and now she's in Australia seeking a refugee status. Exiled. I think in Malaysia, it's a very interesting situation because in one hand, you know that it's your choice if you want to wear it, if you don't want to wear it. But also in the other hand, like, if you don't wear it, there is some sort of bias, or there's some sort of something not normal in you.
So, talking about the society in Palestine, it's really hard to define the society in Palestine, especially because of like apartheid and colonization. So, like, the Palestinians, the term Palestinians is really broad, especially that we are divided geographically and also socially. Geographically, let's say, like, in Palestine, there's 4 different societies: the people in West Bank, which is where I'm coming from, the people in Gaza, the people of 48 areas, which is the area that is under the rule of the occupation state, and the Palestinian East Jerusalems, and also the Palestinians in diaspora, like the Palestinians who are the refugees that were expelled from Palestine in the 48 and 67. So it's actually hard to define the society or the faith of the Palestinian people in like one sentence. But I might say that generally the society of Palestine and their perception of faith is more like of a symbol perception of faith, and mostly is like restricted with praying or arkan. The arkan, the pillars of Islam, which is exactly 5 main pillars of Islam, like people who pray, like they fast, they go to Umrah, they go to Hajj. It's mostly restricted by those. It's more like a simple understanding of religion, it's more of a lifestyle, the way people live religion. When it comes to hijab is, I might say, talking about West Bank, is more of a social construct, more than actually an act of spirituality or an act of faith or an act of connection to God. Wearing hijab, like in West Bank, doesn't necessarily, actually, because everyone wears it and social construct, doesn't necessarily means that someone is more religious or more conservative. But not wearing it will indicate that. Exactly. But if you're wearing it, that doesn't mean you're more conservative or like more religious. It will mean that you are more well behaved, more conformed to the society.
You're normal.
Yeah, like you're the I can't say normal, because like also 10% of the Palestinian population is Christian, and I might say that 80%, 70 to 80% of the Muslim women wear hijab, whereas 30% they don't, like roughly. That's talking about West Bank, where the religion mostly is like restricted by the pillars of Islam. I might say not like on the that's opposite for Gaza Strip. Gaza Strip is more of ultra religious people living there, and the religion is actually something that people live and outlive in their daily life. So for us, actually, the perfect way in Islam to wear hijab is to actually wear it covering all of your hair, your neck, not showing any skin, and also wearing long clothes. That's the perfect way of wearing hijab. Only if you are wearing it this way, this will indicate that you are a religious person. But whereas, like, wearing, I might say 80% of the hijabi women, they wear hijab like wearing normal pants, like it's not like the long, exactly, skinny jeans, not the long things, and they would show some hair, some skin, some neck. That won't necessarily indicate that you're a conservative woman who is wearing hijab out of spirituality. It just will indicate that you are confirmed, well behaved in the society. But if you wear it in the proper Islamic way, here these expectations are going to be imposed upon you. Oh, like you are representing Islam, you should behave in this way, like you should follow the script, you should follow the manual of Islam.
Can I add a little something? Like, I just remember how in Malaysia, I think there's this really weird concept of, I know a lot of people grew up with it, where your parents don't want you to cover too much or reveal too much. Like, some people decide to go a little bit further ahead by observing the niqab, or it's whereby you cover your face, whereby we can only see your eyes, or sometimes they wear the burqa where we can't even see their eyes. And of course, I don't understand the reason, but again, it's their personal choice and it's their relationship with God. But so there's this thing, we grew up in Malaysia where parents was like, okay, we want you to cover, we want you to wear the hijab, but we don't want you to wear too much, like to the point where you cover, because they feel like that's an Arab culture. Yes, it is very weird, because technically, like Arab. You see, like how Asil or Yasmin, they don't observe the hijab anymore. It's definitely not an Arab culture. So they feel like, no, we don't want to observe the Arab culture because we have our own culture. So they always tell us like, okay, we want you to cover, but not too much, or not like don't wear too revealing clothes. So I guess that, which is also why it's always a fashion statement of how you wear the hijab. Like, we add pins and accessories to it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I forgot to say this earlier, I just remembered it as well, but in Tunisia also, I told you, like, women, when they reach a certain age, they start wearing, they're like, this is kind of like, there's a little small pressure on them to start wearing it. But also, if you want to wear it a bit younger, you gotta be married first. We have this thing We have this thing. I literally remember, like, in some cases where I grew up in my neighborhood, like the aunties that just like gossip the whole day. I was like, yeah, don't wear the hijab until you get married. Get married and then you can wear it. Don't wear it now because kind of like your hair is like is so luscious and it's gonna like seduce your husband, you know?
When you secure
Exactly.
the man, then you can cover up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. We have that too. We have that. In Sudan, we have that.
And actually, like two of my cousins, they did that. Before they like they were not hijabis before they got married, but like they grew up in a conservative family, and they wanted to wear the hijab since a younger age, but like they waited until they got married and then they wore it right away. They didn't do umrah or anything. It's just like
They're like marriage seals the deal.
exactly. It's like
Okay.
because you're not attractive. I don't want to say this, but like basically this is what they think. You're not attractive enough if you wear the hijab. To like you're not attractive enough to find a husband.
Yeah, I have also my best friend. She wore it around the same time as me. She also received a lot of comments from aunties saying, "No, like you gotta find a husband first. Don't cover up just yet. You're young. You're beautiful. Why cover up now?"